What are we talking about?
Hey, welcome to Outdoor Lore Podcast.
Hey.
Is your mic on?
I think, yeah, we're good. Is your mic on?
Mine is.
Everybody's mic's on?
Yeah.
Great.
I'm good.
So do that again.
Hey, welcome to the Outdoor Lore Podcast.
I'm still on my
The podcast where we talk about the outdoors and we don't plan anything.
This is Outdoor Lore. Come outside with us as Andrew, Luke, and our family and friends go outside and create memories, stories, and traditions that will be passed down for generations. Welcome to Outdoor Lore.
Welcome to Outdoor Lore.
Outdoor Lore.
So
Nothing's planned.
today, it's me and Andrew and my wife Rebecca.
It's September
joining
30th.
us, and
It's a
we're
Sunday.
getting ready
29th,
for
29th?
right?
29th.
Yeah.
Yep, getting ready for deer season. Deer season starts next Saturday in Virginia.
29th.
Saturday the 5th.
Yep.
So
Apprentice
October.
weekend?
it is apprentice weekend. We don't have any apprentices out.
Not yet.
You got a crazy hair flying off the back of your head right now. Let me, no, let me get it. Let me get it. You're
It's
gonna feel this.
definitely
Ow!
It's,
Look at it.
It's
like
good
it's a
luck.
gray too.
That's weird.
That's good luck.
That's weird.
He's jealous of your grays.
So today we're gonna, today we're gonna talk about deer season and kind of do a preview of our deer season.
Expectations and whatnot. We just did a bunch of scouting on one of the properties that we've gotten access to and checked some trail cams yesterday. I'll throw some images up here at some point
Right.
in the middle.
There.
No, we're not going to put them right there. They're going to be the whole screen. Don't make me do that. So people are zooming in to try to look at stuff. Couple good bucks out there. Couple little forkies. Tons of does. Couple
Little button
bears. We've seen bears on both sets of property. So that might end up happening, but we'll see. I'm excited. I
Yeah.
haven't hunted like this ever. For the record, we interviewed a new hunter last year, and last podcast, that new hunter has definitely had more success and hunted more than me.
How long's he been hunting for again?
Probably,
Dan?
Yeah.
Like 4 years?
and I
3
hunted
years?
earlier, but I never had any success
That's true. That's true.
because I was terrible, apparently.
Well, no, I don't
Is
think
that
that was a reflection on you at
No.
all.
So, story time. I'll tell the story. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast yet.
Let's hear it.
I think I did, actually. Maybe I won't tell it. Point being, when we were growing up, we had this piece of property. It was a family friend of ours. It was a whole mountain, essentially, that we got to hunt. It was like 400 acres or something like that. I was the youngest. They put me at the top of the mountain. They shot all the deer coming up the mountain before I ever got there. So it sounded like World War III, and I never saw anything at all. That's the long story short. Go
Yes.
listen to the
The fir-
main tracking recap to get the full story.
I think that's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay, sorry. I'm all over the place.
Well, I mean, we
Huh.
can catch up a little bit since last podcast. What have we been doing? What have you been doing?
I've been working
Working,
and editing,
editing.
and that's about it.
Becca and I had we did our Cape Cod episodes.
Yeah.
Vacation, yep.
That was a lot of work filming and a lot of editing.
So we've learned Luke's a diva. That's something that we've learned.
oh, I'm a diva.
So the first,
He likes the setup. He likes having the setup.
he does. He really likes having it set up. But what we learned was, so I wasn't in the cohogging episodes, obviously.
Yeah, he's
and
there.
So I wasn't there, and Luke just sends me all of the files, and I start working, and I put together a whole video. It's not perfect by any means, but I just wanted it to be reviewed. He comes back to me, maybe, I don't know, he sits on it longer than normal. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? And then he texts me the next day, and he goes, thank you for the work, but this is not at all what I was looking for. He's like,
This is
I
not
have
the
a
vision.
vision.
This is
So I'm
not
like,
the original
oh, you
vision.
have a vision, do you?
I have a dream.
So essentially, Luke went through the entire video and scrubbed the entire thing
Back
and
to the
redid
drawing
it.
board.
Probably took you 2-3 hours to do that.
Did you go
You
through all the
set up
videos?
like a very good outline. You gave him
Oh,
something
it
to
was-
feed off of.
It wasn't 2 or 3 hours. It was like I was up till 2 in the morning. It was probably 4 or 5 hours.
It was aggressive.
At
Point
least.
being, I was just like copy and pasting based on his timestamps from individual files. It was ridiculous. All for like 130 views. It was great. It was worth it. Worth it.
Hey, my vision came alive.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. We put it together.
And
It looked great.
I think it's pretty good episodes.
It is.
Yeah, I think they're good.
It's a very niche episode.
That's true.
So the
Niche,
second
niche,
episode,
niche.
I liked it. It was just a little long. So because the recipe's so long, it's really hard to keep the pacing going. You should go watch it, but the pacing is difficult because you have good banter, but it's way in between like the actual cooking steps versus buck tartare. It was like the whole time stuff was happening.
Yeah, and buck tartare
It was
one
quick.
cut.
Yeah,
Really.
essentially.
Because it took me 10 minutes to make.
Exactly. So it
Where
ended up
this
being
is like a 2-hour process that's getting cut
Right.
down to
25
a
minutes. or
25-minute
whatever it was.
video.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take 2 hours to cook.
Based
No,
on
not
how
if I'm-
hungry Lydia looked, might have been 2 hours.
Lydia hadn't had lunch.
Well,
We were out on the boat that day.
she's a grown-up. She should have eaten some food.
Yeah. Or just
Get
ask for a
some food,
snack.
Lydia. Yeah.
Hey, can I have a snack, please?
You're
Love you,
married.
Lydia.
You've got a master's degree. Eat some food.
Yeah. Meat and cheese roll up. You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
come on now.
Meat and
Jeez.
cheese Rollups. Classic.
Yeah. So
So-
that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, not as many views as we'd like, but hey, they're
It's
gonna
not about
keep
the views.
they're gonna keep being popular, and we made some great memories,
It's about creating the lore.
and
Yeah.
we had a great time doing it. I think it was fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was my first time hands-on in it.
Yeah, it
like,
was good.
Usually I'm in the side,
Yeah.
like in the background, helping. Like,
You're good on
No.
camera. Yeah,
thank
you
you.
do well.
Thank
well.
you.
Parker too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Parker.
Parker
yeah.
got
We
introduced.
gotta get Parker on there more.
Parker will be in there a lot.
Yep.
You'll meet him more. So,
Yeah.
what else have you done? We just did a bunch of mowing at
Yeah.
So
the
really
farm.
just trying to
Curating.
finalize, get ready for deer season.
I saw one of the strips that you mowed, and it was like a beeline through the brush right to your favorite tree, and I thought that was brilliant.
Oh yeah.
It's
So
just a high.
Shooting lane.
Tell me about that.
so I've got this tree. It's a great tree to climb, and it's been a great tree to climb for 2 years for me now. I've seen a bunch of deer, passed some bucks. I missed a buck out of it, but this property, it's got like an overgrown field that has 9-10 foot thorns through most of the field, and it's just beautiful bedding. It's
Yeah.
great. The problem that I was having is I would have like 200 yards of thorns and brush, and I could see deer on the other side, or I'd have deer within like 20 yards of me.
Right, because
And-
there's a ring road around that brush
Right, and
previously.
we cut the ring road with the little pull behind.
So they would walk around the ring road and out behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last year when we used the little pull behind bush hog with the 4-wheeler, we opened up this property and we saw like exponentially more deer movement immediately.
Makes
100%.
sense.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like deer, because deer just did not want to go through this level of brush.
I don't want to go through it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Thorns this long.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like 2-inch thorns.
The flying dragon fruit.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Citrus.
it was really, really tough stuff. Once we got that ring road, it opened it up a lot. We saw a lot more deer movement.
But yeah, you cut a path straight through that
So
stuff.
this year, from that same tree, I cut 2 straight shooting lines.
I'll put a shot
all
in,
the way off.
in the. I'll put a shot in
and
here
they're-
of the path.
They're like straight as an arrow.
Yep.
They're great.
it's
And
amazing.
what was really cool is the first time Rebecca and I were out there cutting, we cut this. Well, first we cut the ring road, and then we were cutting our shooting lane
We
path.
trimmed the ring road because
Yeah.
that was our
And then we're coming back around one more trip on the ring road, and where we just
to
cut,
widen it.
yeah, where we had just cut the
The through
shooting
path.
lane, there's does out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like
There
not
was a doe and her fawn, I think.
not 15 minutes later, and the tractor hadn't left the 50-acre field.
No.
Like
Wow.
they were just out there because it was cleared up, and it was like,
Yeah.
hey, what's this?
More
And the
hospitable.
thing out there is they're used to the tractor, so it's not
Yeah.
like they
That's
don't want to
true.
be around it, but they're not like scared of it.
So, in terms of the ATV though, I definitely traumatized a fawn on the
Yeah.
way out because so Dad rides the ATV in sometimes, and when I was driving out that last day, a fawn jumped out right in front of me, and then continued to run in front of me for probably 250
Oh, no.
yards before it jumped off.
Poor thing.
Dad will never see that
Yeah,
fawn
they-
if he starts
that,
four-wheeler.
that fawn is gone as soon as it hears an
Baby.
engine start.
That's pretty
It's
funny.
like 4-stroke. Where is it?
I'm out of here.
I hear it, but where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry about that, fawn.
But that's, I mean, we've talked about that a lot. The ATV definitely hinders the deer movement
Yeah.
once they know it.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
just try not to use
Do you have a bike that you're gonna ride in at all?
I ride my bike in.
If you're going real far out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going all the way to the back, I'll ride my bike.
I don't think I can ride the bike where I'll be.
No,
I don't also.
No.
Yeah.
I,
it's-
I will also, if I'm all the way in the back corner, I'll ride the 4-wheeler halfway and I'll park at the top of the hill.
okay.
And then I'm still a half-mile hike.
Yeah.
So I figure that's probably okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been doing. tell us about where you're hunting, like your primary spot.
So my primary spot, we're not going to give exactly where it is,
No.
but we're in Virginia, and it's
Same landowner.
same landowner
Yeah.
as where Luke has been hunting historically, and it's essentially a 250-acre plot of trees surrounded by farmland, and it was logged a couple years ago. So
Right.
it's
10 years ago.
sort of a mixture of like impossible little saplings and thorns to push through, and then old growth timber as well.
Right.
Mostly the old growth stuff is on where you've got a steeper grade on the hillside where they didn't want to log. So it's kind of a really nice setup from what I can tell, where it's got good quote unquote natural bedding plots inside there, but then also old oaks and whatnot dropping acorns all over the place.
A lot of
so
acorns.
we've got 5 cameras out there right now.
Seen some
One or
pretty
two
good
of
deer.
them had some really good deer on them both times. One had like 3 photos though. I don't know if I did something wrong setting
Was
it
that
up.
the little black one?
No, the little black one had bucks on it. It was the one. It was actually the second one that I was most excited to show you about. That you told me to pin a tree to climb up day 1. That one had just 1 doe on it,
Okay.
which was weird.
That was weird.
I don't know if it was angled up too high and they were like walking underneath it or what.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
we're running the cheapest possible trail cameras.
Yeah. So
Like the black ones were, I think I paid $60 on clearance for 3 of them
yeah,
at Tractor Supply.
but
And then we run the Tascos.
Yeah.
I love
I've got
Tascos,
at
so.
least 2.
This is supposed to be smokeless, and I'm just kidding.
Well,
Hammered.
wood smokes.
Well,
But once it starts going,
Hey,
it's
Papa
good.
squat over here.
Just scooch,
I gotta
scooch
slide
right
over.
there over in the middle.
Yeah, I don't bite.
There you go.
ours a little uncomfortable there.
But yeah, so I got like
It switched. it just switched.
Smoke follows beauty.
there's 2 big 8 points on there. Big for me. They
Yeah.
might not be big for you,
No,
but
they're good deer.
there's one with really good mass on it that I've got.
A little
I think
narrower.
A little narrower, the grayer one.
Yep.
And then there's the other 8 point that has less mass but is
Wide.
pretty wide.
Luke
Reckon-
would probably pass on them, but 8-pointers they're pretty hard to pass on because they're good looking bucks.
They are good looking bucks.
Becca noticed that there was a couple deer that you sent pictures of that had really blonde foreheads.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
I got a couple deer that I've killed that are like
Whole
the bright
different
red.
It,
set
it
of
looks like it's wearing a
genetics.
crown.
Wow,
One of them.
almost.
Like
Pretty
it's
cool.
golden.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
really cool. I'll throw a photo on that there. But I mean, you can see it's like, and there's a couple of them that look like they're in the same family because I found some that I didn't send that are younger that have the same golden crown on them. It's
I
really,
think it's cool how
really cool.
they're close properties, but they have a whole different set of genetics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's genetics.
You don't think so?
No?
No. What that is that, did you notice there's no evergreen? There's no cedar on that property?
Yeah, that's true.
So deer generally pick a favorite tree that they're rubbing on, and those deer are rubbing poplar because there's no
You
evergreen.
think he's
there's no
like
cedar.
bleached?
Yeah.
Like bleached
It's not,
blonde?
no, it's not that it's bleached. It's that it's not
It's
dyed.
like Guy Fieri.
It's that it's not dyed. Like, the couple deer that I've killed in there have probably just been crushing cedar or juniper or evergreen, and that tar from the evergreen trees
I
has.
think.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Interesting.
That's why you'll see some of their
It's
antlers.
like
are
pine
dark.
tar. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Think about like Max.
Yeah.
I shot a deer that has one eye or one blue eye. So we call him Max after Max Scherzer
Why?
because Max Scherzer has one blue eye and one brown eye.
Those of us that don't know baseball, or
So
those that don't.
There's a pitcher
This-
named Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
right, he's got one blue eye and one brown eye. It's weird. So does this deer.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Great
this
looking deer.
deer had some sort of an injury that caused blindness in one eye, and it was in a very localized little tiny spot on the farm until the rut. And if
It
you
was ADA approved.
yeah, and if you look at his antlers, they're really white because there's no pine or evergreen back there. So whatever he was rubbing on didn't die or change the color of his
It's
antlers.
like when
Interesting.
folks eat a bunch of carrots and they get like this natural orangish tan to them.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you eat a
It's
ton
a
of carrots,
natural like sunscreen. A lot
Yeah.
of people. They say eat.
it's actually
Now,
what
if
Trump
we-
did.
Eat your sunscreen.
Yeah.
If we ever see any orange deer, we know that they're
Yes.
baiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's a couple 8-pointers, a couple bear.
Yep.
And
Bear
you're
on
in
that
the-
property too.
Yeah, there's a
That
really
you
cool,
got a picture
There's
of?
a really cool video of the bear. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
It
know
like comes
that.
right up to the camera.
Remember
and
when
it's
we
like,
went out and spotted that?
Right in front of the
Or
camera?
When we went out and scouted that?
Yeah, we heard a
We
bear.
were with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty big bear.
That's
Big old
awesome.
belly on it.
Yeah.
There was also on one of the cameras, that same camera as the bear, a giant group of hound dogs that ran through, which I don't love. I don't know if they're, that's like just a fox hunt from the horses that ride through there sometimes.
It could be people training their dogs to deer hunt.
But
as
they
well.
were making
Hopefully not.
a racket of noise. This
Yeah.
is probably pretty hot.
Don't touch that.
Don't
It's on
touch
the glass.
It's fine. It'll be good.
So,
As
well,
long as it's not on Luke's newly stained deck.
yeah, not on the deck.
Yeah. What about you? How's your plot of land looking?
Well, I'm primarily hunting 2 pieces this year.
Okay.
A little piece in town.
Yep.
You guys should have seen on shorts and stuff like that.
I want to get out there a little bit too, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You're just bow hunting
I
that.
can only
Yeah.
bow hunt that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be kind of an interesting spot because it's so small and it's surrounded by the town.
Right.
Gotta make sure that your shot's right. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're going in Karen's yard to pick up the deer.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah,
in literally the Home Depot parking
Go
lot
and pick it up
your
at the
deer.
Walmart.
Yeah.
So we want to be careful
Good ethical
about
shots.
that. There's also some homeless, some outside people on the property.
The most dangerous game.
So we're going to be really careful about that and making sure that not only are we safe, but we're making sure that we're not doing anything dangerous.
Yeah.
Then
That makes sense.
there's a couple good deer on that property.
Yeah.
I mean, in town you just never know, and there's
Right.
also major construction in town on the next closest big piece, which should push some deer.
That's
in
what
there.
I was gonna
That's
say.
good.
Yeah. And
And then your big piece of property.
yeah, the big piece of property, it's 440 acres, good agriculture around. I mean, it should be great. It's always great, but I don't have any big deer on camera. I got a 9-pointer,
So
a couple 8s,
comparable to what I've been seeing,
very comparable to
but
what you've been seeing.
less satisfactory because you're more successful.
Well,
It's not in what you're looking for.
and I'll say even what you have on camera, they're great deer.
Yeah.
They're not even close to what that property should be producing,
Interesting.
and they're not even close to what that
I
property
bet
is
he
holding.
sees more.
I bet you I did too.
I think there's zero doubt in my mind that there are deer that are way bigger
Yeah.
than you have on camera.
Yeah.
They're going to come through that property, and way bigger than what I have on camera that are going to
Okay.
come through my property.
That's
Um,
exciting.
Surprisingly enough, you haven't seen very many deer on your camera at all this year.
No. Well, a lot of does. And
well, yeah,
if you've got
but
does,
no,
like they're going to show
like
up.
bucks. Yeah.
But like last year,
No
we had,
significant
last year Blades was on the camera every day.
blades.
And Blades, we'll put a
Blades.
picture of him up, but
Yeah,
Blades
Blades.
was one of the biggest deer I've ever gotten to hunt. And we had him on camera all summer, every single day. Then he just disappeared. Dad saw him driving out of the field on November 19th.
That was the last time.
And that was the last time he's been seen.
Rip.
I've got people on, well, maybe.
Hopefully
I've
not.
got people, one of my good buddies is on the Facebook website, always looking to see if he
Making
shows
sure.
up.
Yeah.
And
he
he
would
never
definitely.
showed up.
I feel like he would definitely show up.
That deer might be out there. He might have just moved. Yeah.
But
listen to
then
I was
again,
looking for
based
a
on
while,
how you
too.
describe him, he was probably fairly old.
he was 4.5.
Yeah,
Four and a half?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I have pictures of him from the year prior,
Okay.
where he's 3.5, and he's
Okay.
already, it's like showing that he's going to do some non-typical stuff.
Yeah.
Why did
but-
you call him Blades? What made you name him that?
So, well, the first year that we had him on camera, when he got that name, he was only a mainframe 6-pointer, but he had all this little trash at his bases that looked like little knife blades. And then the next year, he stayed a mainframe 6, but he was, I mean, a 4.5-year-old mainframe 6, and he's got all kinds of extra little points, and he's got a big dog leg drop tine.
what do you
off his
call that
base.
when they're not like symmetrical? What's that called again?
Non-typical.
Non-typical.
Yeah. So he was definitely non-typical, but not like a crazy freak. He just
Yeah.
had he had a 12-inch drop tine
Funny
on,
stuff going
on the
on.
base. It was a really cool deer.
Yeah.
Very
One thing,
unique.
yeah, the most unique deer I've ever hunted.
Yeah.
I hunted a 12-pointer.
I wanted him to get it as
bigger.
much as you did.
Yeah. It was bigger, wider, would have scored higher.
Yeah.
And I hunted a 13-pointer over off the river that was definitely bigger, but not as unique, not as cool.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been the coolest deer I ever killed. So, one thing that is kind of cool though about not having giant deer on camera is I'm just going to shoot deer that make me happy.
gonna be winging it.
You know, like last year, I was passing some really good deer.
Yeah.
And because you don't know what's out there, you don't
Right.
know what's coming or if they'll come back.
I was passing really good deer that probably, like, you'd kind of have to be crazy or know that there was a giant on the property.
Yeah.
to
I
pass.
mean,
Much to my
any of the
dismay.
3 bucks that I've seen on the property that I'll be hunting, I'm gonna have a really hard time passing.
the 3
them.
8-pointers.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
that
I
one
don't
little
think you
narrow
should either.
There's
6 or
one,
8
yeah,
pointer.
and there's a
That needs to
couple.
be asked,
There's
but-
there's several smaller bucks, but
Right.
anything that's if I can shoot an 8-pointer, I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should definitely do
100% you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The thing is,
Or a
if-
bear.
Because it'll be your
I'm down.
first, right? Your first.
Yeah.
buck. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
if a deer makes you happy,
It would make me
definitely
happy.
shoot it. Like, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna ever judge you for shooting a deer that makes you. Well, some people will, but they shouldn't ever judge you for shooting
Well,
a deer that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because we're not just shooting it just for the
Yeah, we're not trophy
The
hunters.
trophy-
I'm not a
trophy
trophy
of it.
hunter.
but the actual
Fill the freezer.
100% fill the freezer.
Yeah, fill the freezer.
Luke.
Hmm.
Luke's gotten picky in his old age. Not old.
Getting up there.
Ripe age of 34.
Yeah.
I'm trophy hunting a little bit.
A little bit more than you used to. But
I think my goals are really just to go out and shoot mature deer.
yeah,
Like, last year I was chasing one deer in particular, and we still filled the freezer, but
yeah.
at the same time I
And
passed a lot of great
We've
deer.
been like
Now it's
rationing
empty.
it because
Now it's empty.
we're about done.
Well,
Yeah.
one thing that became like incredibly clear is the efficiency of gathering meat. It's so much more efficient to kill a buck.
Just
Really is.
Really.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're shooting, 100, 110 pound does, even 80, 90 pound does, and it's just like, it doesn't even.
The doe I shot in South Carolina last year was probably 75 pounds.
You don't get much off of a doe, and I think we turned them into all ground, right?
Well, we do mostly ground.
Yeah.
And
So that's mostly what we.
I used to have like a little bit of like you didn't want to be the guy that just ground your whole deer.
Yeah.
I've totally changed on that.
Really.
Like I will take the entire front shoulders and grind them.
Just because of versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a few roasts around and a few
think-
things to cut to steaks and cut to jerky and
But
all that.
Yeah.
But
But
the
like,
amount of work it takes to make it
Well,
a meal goes way down.
It's like we've got so many other things going on. We got soccer, we got church
Yeah,
stuff. We're
yeah.
going. And if you pull out a roast and throw it in the water to thaw, you ruin the roast.
Yeah.
'Cause you're in a hurry, you got to thaw it, you throw it in the water, you ruin it.
Yeah.
But you pull a bag of ground out and put it in a Ziploc bag and thaw it, and you make sloppy Joe or burgers. It's like
Yeah.
Chili.
Yeah, how quick you can get it done. You can forget about dinner until 5 o'clock and still get sloppy Joes on the table at 6:30.
Yeah.
So
There's just so many uses for
Yeah.
ground meat.
Yeah.
so I'm definitely like
I'm excited to do some butchering.
yeah
We did 1 or 2 deer together
yeah.
a while back, but that was always really satisfying.
That'd be a good learning experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very satisfying.
I love seeing it go from like an objectively beautiful animal to as you're skinning it, it's turning into food.
Food.
Yeah.
Like it's like a very tangible, you can
Yep.
see it. This was an animal,
Right.
and now it's food.
Field
Yeah.
to freezer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like we keep coming back to that in everything that we do because, like, yeah, we're out here making memories, having fun, but we're also providing.
Yeah.
And like Parker talked about that in
Yep.
the Quahog video. We talked about that on the Tartar video. Like, we're definitely there's a purpose to what we're doing.
Yeah, you want to have some level of self-sufficiency
Yeah.
in the world. Work with your
Definitely.
hands. It's a good thing. Where do
So-
you shoot a bear? Like,
In the
J-
heart and lungs.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In
'Cause-
heart and lungs behind the shoulder.
All right.
There's so much fluff though.
The one
I
I
know
saw
where it
was a
is.
little mangy. Like
Okay.
on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you sent me a picture. Was that the same one that was on the video?
Yeah, I didn't send you a
Okay.
video of it, I don't think.
So I've got a mangy bear.
Yeah.
There's a mangy bear, or maybe he's not mangy. Maybe he just had an itch and scratched all his fur off.
Yeah.
But he's little, or she's little. And then there's another little one that has a good coat on it. And then there's one that's pretty big. And I can't judge how big a bear is, but
It's really hard.
pretty big.
I don't really remember what's a big black bear?
Well, I know guys shoot like 600-pound black bears.
Okay. I mean,
But-
this one looks like every bit of 350, 400. Like,
That's
it's a
huge.
big bear.
That's huge.
It's a chunk. It's just a ball.
Mm.
It's got the big old belly hanging underneath and everything.
Well, how are
So-
we gonna get that out of there?
Grr. Yeah,
Grr.
grr.
Jinx.
You can't drag it though, because you'll mess up the fur.
True.
So you need to quarter it out, probably. Or we got to get
Or
a big sled.
Sled it out.
Or sled it out.
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
Pull it in a tree and put it in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, perfect. Love that.
We'll figure it out.
We will.
It's a problem for tomorrow.
Yes. There was also, I had one turkey on a game cam. Had a big old tom.
Yeah.
Like an 8-inch long beard.
Yeah, they're loaded up on a
Pretty
big
solid.
farm.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
definitely get after those in the
Yeah.
spring.
We turkey hunted this spring and filmed it, and we both suck at turkey hunting is what it came down to. So you didn't ever see that, but we got a whole bunch of turkey
Do you
hunting
think
footage.
it was that, or do you think they're just like
No, I had no
that
idea what
smart?
I was doing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're smart and it's
Yeah.
hard, but I was also like public land turkey hunting.
Because for them, it's not so much the sound as like with deer. For them, it's their sight is
Yeah.
really good, right?
It really good.
Yeah, really good eyes.
Yep.
And we'll get them next year. We'll get them
I'm
next
sorry.
year. So
I interrupted
it's all good.
again.
I don't know what I was talking about.
That's why you shouldn't interrupt.
We were talking about bears.
Bears.
Yeah.
That,
How? Well, I mean, if you get a bear, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out
That's a
whole
problem
process.
for
But
if I shoot a bear.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll drop what we're doing and we'll get the bear out of there. It'll be fine. There's a smoke.
I also have some like 35-year-old broadheads from Dad.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals this year is to shoot any deer with that broadhead.
Yeah.
I've got like 24 of them. He's
Oh,
like,
really?
here you go, take these.
So I got one of them, and I'm gonna put it in the quiver, and
Do
maybe if things are just right,
Yeah.
I might shoot a doe with it.
It's literally from like 82.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
shot it. It flies good.
does it?
Yeah.
Satellites.
Yeah.
Satellites?
It's like a bigger version
So-
of my.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's an old 3-blade broadhead.
Yeah.
And what I see the issues with it though is that there's like the little hooks on the blade that are captured by a collar. The collar seems soft, and it doesn't seem like it's really well secured when it hits bone. I anticipate if you hit any bone with that, you're going to find blades broken off. I don't think the blades will break. I think the blades will separate from the broadhead.
That's probably a realistic
Yeah,
expectation.
that's what I expect will happen. So,
But I want to try it.
Yeah.
Like, if
I mean,
if I've shot a buck already, I'm.
well, there's probably been thousands and thousands of deer killed with those broadheads. There's
I'm
nothing
sure.
wong with them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're fine. It's just
But
they're
that'd
not
be pretty cool
quite
for the
modern broadheads.
for the lore.
That would be awesome.
Thousands of deer killed with those.
Not with those specific
Not those
ones.
specific.
Oh, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait a second,
With
what?
that brand.
With satellites.
I was wondering when you were gonna move. You're just like
Terrible.
soaking it in.
This thing's supposed to be smoke free.
Why don't you
Well,
shift it a little bit?
I would bet that it is smoke free when it's down in the thing,
Yeah.
not sticking out.
So you're gonna kill a bunch of bucks, but you
Listen.
shooting does too?
Start with. Yeah. Well, so it's just me. I don't have to provide food for a family.
No, but I mean you have like friends
I
and
do.
family and
I
people
do.
that would love to have deer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't need to stop killing deer just because of that. Like there are people that will eat the meat.
That's true. That's true. But I'm also
We'll
not
keep
gonna.
it here, and you can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Come
be
get stash
ridiculous
Yeah.
and frivolous with
No,
it.
you don't need
because-
to kill 6 deer.
Yeah, like if I shoot a big buck, I might leave the other ones and just shoot a couple does
Yeah.
and just let them grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just not overly pressure it
There's
and
nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
drive them out of there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like if I'm happy with the one buck, knock on wood, that I shoot, we'll probably just let it rock from there.
Yeah.
Um,
Until you see something bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll come film you,
Okay.
and that's assuming I shoot something
be fun.
first.
So I need to kill every year. I need to kill between 6 and 8 deer.
Just to feed us.
That's just
a lot of deer.
Just to fill the freezer.
It's a lot of deer.
Now, the year I shot 3 bucks,
Oh, that
I
was
think
great.
I only shot 6 deer that year.
And you tagged out early.
Yeah, you
That was
like that.
the best year ever.
Becca's like, I
For
got
our
all
family,
the
that
meat,
was the best year
and
ever.
you came home.
We got the meat. We got to have a fall together. It was great.
I think I tagged out like November.
All those hunting windows, they understand.
November 8th or something.
That's great.
I was
It
done
was wild. I was
because I
like,
killed a buck with the bow on. No, it was November 10th. I killed a buck with the bow on October 28th, and then on November 4th, I shot my second buck with the muzzleloader.
Okay.
And then I think it was November 10th when I shot Max. And I was done. Like, I went out a couple more times with the rifle at the end of the year. I think
Just to see if you saw
maybe I
anything
killed
else.
a doe at the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe.
Like just a winter doe.
Yeah,
But yeah, $3 in 12 days.
that's crazy.
It was
wild.
That's
a
crazy.
good stretch.
There
Yeah.
was one day that was really warm too.
When I killed Max, it was really warm.
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
that day? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be totally
do you
different because
remember?
I'm almost only used to just freezing my tail off in the tree stand because
Yeah.
I've never hunted so early before. Because when I was little growing up, Dad would have time off around
Mhm.
Christmas,
Right.
And it was always rifle.
and it was always rifle,
Right.
and it was like
This is
December
different.
17th through the 24th that we were hunting.
You're going to see more deer in the first week than you've seen in your life.
Yeah,
Have you ever hunted muzzleloader?
I've never hunted muzzleloader, never
gonna
hunted
do that
with
this
bow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I need to buy a muzzleloader or borrow one,
Yeah.
Okay.
but we'll see.
So that's a good like segue into like equipment. Like you had to get a whole lot of new
I
equipment.
spent so much money.
What's the
So I'm biting off way more than I can chew. Let's break this down.
In what sense?
So, I've never bow hunted, and shout out my friend Mark from South Carolina
Mark,
who
thank
gave
you.
me a bow. It's really great. I'm loving it. It's older, but it shoots straight
Does the
and it does the job, and I've learned a ton on it.
Yeah.
So he essentially was like, here's a bow, here's a case,
arrows?
here's arrows, here's how you do it.
Yeah.
He tuned it as best he could for me. It's great. So I kind of got set up real nice with that. It was a good guy move there. But then I've never hunted with sticks, so I've got sticks.
Sticks.
So-
Tell us
so-
about sticks. What are
Yeah,
sticks?
Give us what
So
are sticks?
essentially, it's like a portable ladder that breaks into pieces, and it's like one upright with then little legs that come off, and
That's what I climb with.
you just strap it
I'm
to the
aware of
tree.
what it is.
Yeah, she's playing dumb.
Oh.
So you strap it to the
Not
tree.
really. I'm helping the
And
viewers
then you
out. They don't
climb
know what
up
sticks are.
the sticks.
Appreciate
And
you.
then there's a portable platform, like a base of a chair, that also straps to the tree, and then you climb up on that. And
So
then
we're saddle hunting.
we're saddle hunting.
Yeah.
And then you got to saddle
After you
get all the way up the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
So
far have you gotten with sticks?
how far have I gotten
Yeah.
with sticks? I haven't used my sticks.
No,
You-
like
we did
practicing?
it. I haven't practiced yet.
Oh, okay.
So
But
they
I
just
thought we
came
did
in
it
last week.
Thanksgiving a couple years
We did
ago.
it together one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's been a year now.
Right.
And he set it all up. So I just climbed up
well,
after him.
you
Gotcha.
hunted with me in the tree last year too.
Yeah, with
Did-
the sticks.
Didn't I pull like my summit platform up there for you and hang that?
Something like that. I don't remember what
Yeah, I was
standing
hunting on just my saddle platform, and I pulled the base of my climber up in the tree and hung that. So he had the big climber base that he was standing on.
It was great. I had so much room for activities.
It's really good.
Like
Yeah.
that time you guys were in the two-man stand together?
Yeah. No,
No,
it's
no.
different times.
Let's not
Oh,
bring
wait.
that up. Scary.
We almost died.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get down now.
And then I'm filming, so like I'm gonna have all this stuff, and it's gonna be a logistical nightmare the first couple times
Yeah, it
because
takes some getting used to.
we're self-filming, and then sometimes we'll be together and we'll film each other, but I've got like a little arm to film with, and it's gonna be a lot to carry in, a lot to carry out.
It'll be a learning experience.
It's gonna be a learning curve,
Yeah.
To both use the equipment that you're using to hunt, but also toting around your
and all in
thing
the
to
dark.
document with. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting it in the dark.
Yep. So
It's definitely
So
gonna,
practicing at night, getting your night vision on with your eyes.
yeah,
it'll be good.
headlamp.
Just sort it out.
Yeah.
So I don't have as big of a curve. Like I filmed a little bit last
Yeah.
year,
It's
but I
mostly
didn't
GoPro.
have a big camera. I was using
Yep.
a GoPro on my phone.
Yep. Big
Yeah.
cameras are a game changer.
The phone you mounted. Did you mount it on your gun?
No, it's mounted on the bow.
Or oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a magnet mount on the bow,
Great.
and I'll do the same thing this year. So
I'm not gonna do that.
hopefully, if I shoot something, if everything goes right, there'll be 3 angles of it,
that'd
That
be
would
sweet.
be a cool video.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
and the magnet mount doesn't. It's not real stable,
Yeah.
but
It's like a
Still-
aiming camera, and then when you shoot, you probably want to cut to a different camera.
yeah, I mean, it depends on it, how much it vibrates and
Yeah.
how well it's seated in there. But like you can see, I got a video from last year. You can see the arrow go through the deer.
That's pretty sweet.
So,
Always use lit knocks.
Yeah, with the lit knocks.
Yeah.
You got lit knocks.
I got lit knocks. Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like the #1 thing that
That was really cool
Learned.
video.
yeah didn't. It wasn't a good shot. Well, it was a good shot. The deer arched somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it jumped rather than
Well,
ducking.
The arrow hit like exactly where it should hit, but it went through the arm, through its front leg, and missed all the vitals because of how the deer like sucked its chest.
So you
out.
did hit it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit it.
Kind of
But that deer was fine.
Yeah.
Deer was fine. So
Cool.
you do.
Any other things you're excited about this year?
I'm excited to try and get some better things on film.
Yeah.
I've got a camera arm as well.
Yep.
That it just came today and it's so heavy.
Really?
It's so heavy. So and it
The
seems,
camera arm is?
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet.
So that'll be
We got the same one, I think.
it'll be a little bit of a
Yeah.
pain.
Yes.
And for the past, I don't know, 8 years, I've been hunting with my harness has been like a $19.99, not
Like
from
climbing
$19.99 rock climbing harness. And I was essentially saddle hunting out of it all year last
Just
year.
cutting your circulation
Just,
off.
yeah. I still can't feel my feet.
Yeah, well.
And that was fine. It was not comfortable, but
Yeah.
it was an effective way to make sure you don't die.
Right. Yeah, that's a important
So
thing.
after several years of it, I finally got a saddle. So I'm really
See,
excited about
Mr.
that.
Bougie over here, I just bought a nice saddle right away.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one did you get?
The Trophy Line Light 2 or something like that.
Okay.
It came with everything it
I was
needed.
gonna say you're gonna get some apps here.
The ones you had sent me were good, but I needed to buy like ropes and carabiners and all sorts of other things with it.
Yeah.
So it ended up being cheaper to just buy like a little starter kit.
Okay.
It didn't come with sticks, but
What sticks did you get?
the same ones you have.
The Hawk ones?
Yeah, same ones you have. And then I got a slightly.
They're sketchy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Once
They
you're
were
up.
Welded in the Wuhan welding factory.
That's right. That's right. That's a nice hat you got on there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is a Richardson 112.
That's
Fancy.
that. Say outdoor lore on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
very
Should
cool.
be on the lookout for those.
Your eyes open.
That's right.
Keep it peace.
This is
You were just. Whose idea was
bathing
this?
in it. Pretty sure it was Luke's.
In the future, we'll be by the actual campfire when we're not coming right off of a hurricane and
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah,
wet.
everything's wet,
Yeah.
which is why it's smoking.
Yeah. So.
It also does that when it's just starting up.
What else do we have to talk about?
You're gonna pull out your.
Do you have
phone?
any other concerns?
Um.
Well, you said you were excited to film more. Why are you excited to film more? Like, what are you looking to film?
Well,
Like,
I feel like every time I go out, I see something new. I see something cool.
Exciting
This guy.
Yeah.
that you want to tell us about. I think that's why that's originally how this all started, was because you wanted to share this experience with us.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was really cool. I was like, you should film more of this. That was before I knew that there was actually hunting shows that
Yeah.
people actually, turned on YouTube to go sit and watch.
And now you're on
30 minutes an hour.
Tens and tens of people.
30 minutes an hour. I watched for up to like an hour worth, like
Yeah.
an actual show. I was like, that's,
Yeah.
And now you're on one.
yeah.
How about that?
I'm on one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're on
Essentially.
one.
Just getting rocked
You're
right
just,
It's just terrible. Do we move it?
It's okay.
Like, do we need to get rid of it?
Just throw it in the backyard. Oh my gosh.
now. You got to get a lid
Just-
for it to just go away. It'll be good.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah,
you-
I started taking videos probably 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and just kind of sending them on Signal to you, and so that you and the girls could see what I was seeing while I was
Right.
out there. And every time I go out, I see something cool,
Right.
or see something that I want to take a picture or video of.
Yeah.
And now I'll be able to take better pictures and better video, and kind of put it all together as a story. Like,
Yeah.
not just that
Not
little
just
clip.
the story that you're telling, but telling it actually in picture video form.
Yeah.
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 And I think that'll be awesome. Like,
I think it's good for those that have never hunted before too, to kind of give them a taste of, like, for the girls, I think that's really what took it like next level for them, and wanting to actually share the experience with you, not
Yeah.
just,
Seeing what he's actually doing rather
Yeah.
than just
Right.
Dad's gone today.
right.
yeah.
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 Because before it was really hard on them. Like, why do you have to go hunting? Like, they understand and they appreciate it, and the same with me. But it's
You're going
like
hunting
next
again.
level of like being appreciative
Yeah,
of it and
I think
thankful for
maybe
it.
the appreciation is not just that, like seeing that I'm not just wasting my time out there, but also
Right.
seeing like, oh, that was cool, and
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense why Dad wants to go do this.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Also makes you a little bit jealous.
makes you a little bit jealous. Well,
Yeah.
let's get to that a little bit then. A little
What?
bit jealous. This is going to be your first year hunting.
Oh snap!
So you're going to be into
Maybe, possibly.
making the rest of us
I
jealous.
have the ability to hunt now.
Cool.
I am hunter safety certified.
That's
How was
good.
that?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good. It was a learning experience. I was surprised at how much I already knew just from,
Yeah.
you know.
Honorary
Yeah.
safe hunter.
Right.
Was there anything big that was surprising that you didn't know?
No,
or your
not
favorite
really.
thing from the class?
Not really. My favorite thing about the class was like how diverse it was.
Huh.
I think there were kids there. Our kids were the youngest ones there. Then there were other there were like young boys, but people as old as, mid 60s there.
That's great.
And then the majority of the class was actually people our age or your age.
Yeah.
First time hunters.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's really
that's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, and we were 3 of 4 women there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like to
And-
bump those numbers up a little bit.
Yeah.
Representing.
More female hunters. But it was really informative. The girls really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's
they
great.
really, really enjoyed it. It was neat to see them like take the initiative and want to study
That's so cool.
and
Well, I
do
think
well.
there's kind of like a little bit of a gap in female hunting. There's like
Probably more than a little.
Yeah.
there's like
But what way specifically?
well,
do you
there's like
mean?
people that are on like Instagram, like doing their makeup before they go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
it's
me.
like they are not. What they're selling is not hunting, right?
Mm.
It's like they're selling
It's
the
a
way
proxy.
they look or the way that they did their makeup before they went out there, and it's just the method for anything else that they do.
Yeah, it's like what some people think about lobster and melted butter. It's just a vessel.
Okay.
Melted
So-
butter. Wait.
But what there is a gap in. Thanks for taking us way off.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
you were
you're welcome.
talking
No.
about- I kind of get it.
She
but,
gets me.
What there is a gap in is like you're a mom who's like crunched for time, and this is an opportunity for you to go be outside in God's creation and also potentially provide for your family.
Yeah.
And you're not fake. You're going to have to figure it out and learn it, and you're not hunting like a manicured farm on a
Right. It's not fenced in.
Yeah.
Like shooting a feeder deer.
no.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
like you are going out
It's
there and
all
figuring it
learning
out.
on the go.
So
Yeah.
that's what I mean when I say that. I think there's like a little bit of a gap there between like showing real people doing real things.
Right.
And
I
think
also
that-
wasn't raised with hunting, so like
Right.
Right.
like my dad hunted when we were little, but it was not like a lifestyle like
Yeah.
it is for you and your family.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
guys grew up hunting.
Yeah, we
so
are
all
hunters.
my
I grew up sitting in the cold.
well,
Yeah,
either
but
which
we've
way.
always been a hunting family.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the freezer was full of deer meat every year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you killed it or not.
I
and it was
didn't.
always not.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you also really inspired the girls, like being willing to take the class and like the interest you show in it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know maybe initially you were probably just taking interest in it because you're interested in me, but I think there's definitely times that you enjoy watching things on YouTube with me, and you enjoy the stories, and the couple times that
Yeah.
you've gone out, you've enjoyed it.
You hate to
Yeah,
admit it.
I hate to admit it. I do
Yeah.
kind of enjoy it now.
Yeah.
And you're invested in it also from the perspective of you spend so much time on the farm, you spend so much time checking cameras with me.
I think
You've-
that's probably a big
You've
reason
bounced
why.
around in the tractor.
Bounced around.
You're always out when I'm out. Like we have, it's not the date night you want, but we have days
Yeah.
at the
Mowing.
farm. Mowing.
Yeah.
Running over
Romance your
rocks.
woman, take her bush hogging.
What'd you say?
It said romance your woman, take her bush hogging.
tractor.
Yeah, so I appreciate you being invested in it. It means a lot to me.
Hi.
So,
You're welcome.
and hopefully we catch your first deer on camera this year.
That'd be sweet.
We'll see.
What's your standard? Like, what are you going to shoot?
What am I gonna shoot? Well, I think I can say for pretty certain I'm not going to shoot a doe. Like
Not
if
gonna
I'm
shoot a doe.
going to shoot a deer, it's going to be a mature buck. Whether
Wow.
it's like not because
Setting the bar high.
not
I'm
because
gonna shoot 3 does this year and call it a
Right.
win.
Andrew's out here looking for some fawns.
Come on.
I get more emotionally attached, like just
Yeah,
as a
you got the
mother than
mother instinct.
and
So
you know.
what about if we're out? We got a warm day around Christmas, when fawns are completely self-sufficient,
yeah,
and we go out and take a doe. Like,
Mm.
you think you could deal with that?
potentially.
Okay.
Potentially.
We're
but we'll
targeting
see.
a buck.
Yeah.
We want to get you a buck.
Yeah, if I'm hunting, I'm gonna be hunting, looking for a buck
Yeah.
of
She's a trophy hunter.
not a consequence, but
A
like
buck of consequence.
I want to have something that's going to be not a little body buck, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're out there.
he could be
to
big
provide.
bodied and little antlers. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
So is it something like you want? Is because you want the antlers on the wall, like, or you
No,
just want the
just-
memory of it
just
to
the
be?
memory of it. I don't even know that
significant.
it's gonna be. I don't know. It might not be this year. We'll see.
So you're definitely gonna go out, but you're not like married to the fact that you have to kill a deer this year.
Right. No. I think I want to go out with the expectation to potentially get a deer, but not not married to
Okay.
the idea of like if I don't get something or
You're
if
not
I'm not going to be
There's not gonna
heartbroken.
weeping. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
dipping my toe in the water per
Nice.
So
se.
we've talked about how we're hunting out of saddles. Are you comfortable with the idea of that at all, or is that something you have to like work up to,
I
or?
think I'd rather be in a stand or on the
stand.
ground, honestly. I
Okay.
think I could do either.
Yeah.
And come to find out, I don't need to be that quiet as I've sat with you.
I'm very quiet.
Okay, you're quiet, but like, I'm like thinking that he has to be incredibly quiet and he's sitting
Perfectly
here
still.
munching on seeds and I'm like,
This guy is
here I am worried that I have to like sit like this the whole time and not like move my head.
You'll also
And
know
he's like-
we didn't kill a deer.
What's that?
We also didn't kill a
We
deer.
did not kill a deer. But to be fair, that morning was very cold.
Yeah.
I don't do well in the cold. So if I'm hunting, it's going to be early. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing.
So muzzle loader probably.
I'm not going to be bow hunting this year.
No,
'cause-
you're not.
Take
bow
Dad's
hunting.
crossbow.
But that would have to be something I'd have to get into if I don't want to be in the
That'd be
cold.
cool.
So the bow hunting thing, you have a little bit of an obsessive personality when it comes to things that you like.
Yeah.
So
if
once
I
you
find
once
Oh,
something
you
she's
that
gonna
find
get
something,
addicted.
Yeah.
like if we get her
I
into
have that
bows,
potential.
Yeah.
she's gonna be out here for 2 hours a night, and we're never gonna like eat dinner with her.
Maybe.
So
We'll see.
Well,
we'll have to.
I kind of got the same thing.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
all
a
do.
little
I
bit
think
of a
everybody
problem.
has that.
That-
to
I don't
an
think everybody
extent.
does.
You don't?
No.
No, I don't think everybody's like.
No,
this.
there's some people that dabble.
There's people that, and they just don't care that much about things.
Not that they don't care, but
No.
they'd rather do more things than be obsessed over one thing.
I think they just don't care about things.
I get obsessed over
Interesting
lots
take.
of things, which is a
Not
problem.
everybody. A lot of people.
Because then you have no time for any of them.
I know.
Right. Right.
That's kind of how I feel.
Well, you really jumped head first into this. Like
Yeah.
you are committed.
He's
Yeah.
all in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So one issue.
You'd be more heartbroken than I would be. to
If I
not
don't get it?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Oh, yeah.
bummed.
Yeah.
If I don't get anything, I'll be bummed. I won't be heartbroken, but it'll be.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed for sure.
So to temper that, because like, are you saying if you don't get something during bow season, you're gonna be bummed?
No, I mean the year.
Oh, you're.
Yeah.
In general,
That's not even a
he's,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna get
This
something.
is
Yeah.
this is not going to be an issue for you.
Yeah. I would. I would like to shoot some deer.
Yes,
this year.
you'll be just
Yeah.
fine. I have
Yeah.
no concerns about that
Yeah.
at all.
I'm not fully confident that it's gonna happen during bow season
Okay.
because I'm not confident enough in my bow to shoot much more than like 30, 35 yards.
So that I
Like-
don't shoot more than 35 yards either.
Like on the target, I'm like shooting kill shots in like, I don't know, a 3-4 inch group at 40 yards.
You also need
But-
to take into account all the different angles.
But there's all these different angles and like I don't have the experience of, okay, now I got buck fever and I'm shooting at 40 yards. I don't want to hurt a deer.
Yeah.
I want to ethically take it.
So I've never
so-
had that.
So I'm well, you're
What are you talking about?
Stone
you never had
cold.
what?
Buck fever. I've never had buck fever.
You've never had the shakes.
he he just doesn't like you had like a heart rate monitor on one time or something like that, and you said it like
there was at
didn't
one
blip
point,
up.
Yeah, it didn't go above 60. Like I killed a buck and my heart didn't go above 60.
Stone cold.
He shot like a 10 point and his heart rate didn't change. I'm like, what?
That's
It's
wild.
just crazy. So I'm not fully confident
I wonder how many
that
people have that.
it's gonna happen for bow season.
People
but
that have extreme adrenaline spikes and like
yeah, his like
it takes a
adrenal
lot to spike
glands
my
are
adrenaline.
cauterized.
Yeah. So you're not convinced it's going to happen during bow season, but saying like, oh, you're limited to 35 yards. Well, almost everybody's limited to 35 yards.
True.
So that's not
With a bow.
Yeah.
I'm way better with a bow than I am with a rifle, for whatever reason, or a pistol. Like I'm naturally a better shot with a bow.
Maybe it's more. Do you think it's more relaxing to you? Maybe
I have no idea.
the whole
I don't know, but, like-
drawback, like setup of it all.
But like for as much as I've shot firearms versus bows, there's just something about shooting the bow that I'm
It's interesting.
naturally more.
Like the first time you shot my bow was the first time you'd ever shot a bow,
Yeah.
and you like hit a bullseye right off the
Yeah.
bat at 20 yards.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Good. I don't think you're gonna have a problem. I think you're definitely gonna be able to kill deer with the bow.
Yeah.
It's whether you get an opportunity to make buck with the bow.
Yeah.
And really, bow season's not the best time to kill deer.
Yeah.
Like your first 2 weeks of muzzleloader, that's when you are at the absolute best time to kill
Okay.
deer.
Why is that?
Because that's just when the rut is in Virginia.
And the rut is.
The rut's when the bucks are chasing the does.
Yeah.
They're looking.
Early November.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometime the first Saturday in November starts muzzleloader for Virginia.
Okay.
So
I gotta put my PTO in.
yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you got your time off.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. So, will I'll need a climber then for muzzleloader.
No.
Or can you hunt
Yeah,
with a
you just use the
muzzleloader
saddle.
and a saddle?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. And
Okay.
I got climbers for you.
Okay. I got all the toys.
One other thing you've got to think about is transportation. You worried
I
about
do,
that?
I do
or
need to
stressing
think
about
about
that?
transportation. So last podcast, I told you my car took a dive on me, and
Turn for the worse.
we got rid of that. But in my
He's got a new schwanky.
my enjoyment of many different things, I didn't get a very practical car for
Ow!
hunting.
Oh, I just got burnt so bad.
What happened?
He got ashed.
Oh,
I saw some pop
Sorry
in your
to-
face earlier.
Sorry
okay.
to distract.
No,
Didn't
you're
get
right.
a practical car.
I didn't get a practical car. I got a Subaru WRX, which is a great car for commuting in. It's very fun. But I need to buy a little rinky-dinky
Little Ranger or
Ranger
something.
Danger,
Is
probably.
that what you're thinking?
I want one.
Yeah.
I want like a
They're so fun.
94 Ranger.
Her first truck was a Ranger.
I loved
Yeah.
your truck.
That
It
was
was
a-
so cool.
I was sad to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, it was so cool. I saw a Ranger driving here the other
Okay.
day, so I'm gonna go check that out after this.
Nice.
I might scoop it up.
The other thing to just remember, the big red truck's here.
Yes.
And,
And worst case scenario becomes a pain where I have
Big
to call
red.
you or Becca or Dad to come
not a big deal.
help me
I
pull a
am
deer out of the
well
woods.
versed in.
But yeah, it wasn't my
game,
wisest choice. But I love cars too, so I
Yeah.
wanted something fun to drive
Well,
to work every day because I'm doing that all day long every
Perfectly
year.
acceptable.
So,
and you're in a spot where it makes sense to
Yeah.
do something
Yeah,
that's
and it-
not the most practical.
and it lines up with my financial goals, the way I'm trying to game things. I mean, in theory, I could have just bought like a 2002 Toyota Corolla, and that would have been even smarter money-wise.
Right.
But
This
I like
is
cars,
hopping like crazy.
and now I
I
can
know,
save
what
some
it
money
is.
to buy
Yeah.
some land one day.
Cool.
Lord
Be
willing.
exciting.
Well, don't feel bad if you need to use my truck or
Or call
Oh,
me.
I won't.
call Becca because
Yeah.
she can just throw the trailer rack on.
Yeah.
Or if I'm at
Online.
work, she can just take my truck.
Yeah,
Like it's
True.
not a big deal.
it's true. So
And Dad's truck is around and available
Yeah.
most of the time. So
it is.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. Don't rush into it.
But I'm probably gonna buy a Ranger Danger
You know, you should definitely get one at some point. Just don't
or
rush
a K truck.
K-truck's the way to
Thought
go.
about a K truck.
K-truck's the way to go.
Yeah.
Luke really wants a K truck.
I really want a K-truck.
I want to do. Should I even mention what we
No.
want to do
There's,
with
Nope.
K-trucks?
there's
We have
very-
plans for a K-truck.
There's very rarely a time that we're out that Luke isn't. We don't see a K truck
Yeah.
now. And before I'd never heard of them.
They're
I'm like,
super popular.
what are you talking
There's.
about?
It's like a cult
They're everywhere
following.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got
They've got
huge
they've got-
episode plans coming. It's gonna
Dreams
be
in
a
the
year or
works.
two down the road.
It might be longer than that.
Yeah,
Might be
it
longer
could
than that.
It might be like a
Probably.
100,000 subscriber special,
It's gonna be amazing though.
which might be 7 years from now.
Might be 7 months.
Let's pop off.
Might be
Let's
7
see.
months.
Let's see.
So,
Yeah. get a
big
Danger
big
Ranger.
K-truck plans for the future, though.
Get the Danger Ranger.
Yeah. Yeah. You got more questions for
Let's
us?
see. Just make sure we've covered.
Always Luke with his vision and his plan.
He's got a vision. He's the prima donna.
Who knew?
So what are we gonna? Yeah, I got creative all of a sudden. Weird. Hit my quarter life crisis, or yeah, quarter life. Quarter life
I
crisis.
told you you had it
Loving
in
birds and
Luke's just-
photographs.
Luke
and
was always in our
Classical
early
music.
years. He was always like, I'm just not very creative. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm like, everybody is in their own way. You just have to find what you're passionate about
This thing's
and
getting
how you can be
dramatic
creative
here.
with it.
He found it.
Found it.
Found it.
Apparently.
Sorry.
Now he's got
Full
visions.
bore.
Yeah.
What can we expect as far as like episodes during deer season?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I feel like you think deer hunting episodes will be really easy to edit, and I hope you're right. But to make them fun to watch, it's probably going to take a little bit of work. So there's a chance that we just film everything and then put them all out later. But I'm going to edit as much as I can, as quickly as I can.
They'll be out soon. Don't worry about that.
Luke's
I
weekly.
still like the goal of having some fun short every day and a longer video once a week.
Yeah, we have not done perfectly with having a short every day, but
But we also
most
don't want to
weeks
put
we
out
have a
garbage.
couple. Right. We
I
want it to be
want
quality.
what we put out
We don't
to,
want
to
to clutter
resonate.
people's feed.
Yeah, you want it to resonate and you want it to be
Right.
enjoyable both for YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
At Outdoor Lore. Subscribe,
Yeah.
follow, like, comment, tell your friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to just clutter people with a family
No.
diary. You want it to be something that people resonate with and want to watch and
Right.
get excited about.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's a good point.
yeah.
But
You guys have lots of ideas of different podcasts and things like
Ton-
that too.
We've got a whole list of different
Oh, yeah.
It's
people
just
to
finding
podcast
time.
with.
Lots
Yeah,
of
yeah.
ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
I've probably got 30 people I want to do a podcast with. It's just finding the time, making the time to do it.
yeah, I mean,
That's
and
what's
I'm
hard is being like an adult now and like having
it is hard to be an adult.
yeah,
I
it
agree.
is. But I mean like fitting everybody's different schedules
Yep.
and making things work.
So, I've got great flexibility
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy to continue editing, and whenever you're free, like you were at work for 19 hours the other day, I was at work for 8. Called it good, and we left. So, whenever you've got time, let me know, and we'll do stuff. But
Yep.
it's really dependent on y'all's schedule because family needs to come first in everything, and well, God
So-
then family.
Yeah.
So,
So episode wise, you're gonna get, if we get something cool in the woods, even if we don't kill a deer, if we see something cool, if we do something cool, if we experience something cool,
Share a story with
you'll
you.
get it. You'll get an episode.
it's all going to be filmed.
And even if it's not, I'm not saying we need to be doing 20, 30-minute episodes all the time.
Yeah.
You might get a 5-minute episode where we go in the woods and we saw like a really cute fawn come past, or we saw a couple little bucks fight. That kind of stuff
Yeah.
is what you can expect. You can also expect to see both of us and Becca shoot some big giant bucks this year.
That's a big expectation.
Just
Yeah.
expect it. Just right.
You can expect
You know what?
it, but
November
also
12th.
expect to be
Just write it in.
disappointed.
I'm going to kill a big buck November 12th, and it'll be out sometime about a week after that.
That's
You're
You're calling your shot.
November 12th,
counting your
big
chickens
buck.
before they hatch. There.
Not counting my
Babe Ruth
chickens,
out here.
Just being confident.
I'm gonna cut this into the video if you make that happen.
November 12th.
This is gonna be the end.
What's November 12th? Why November 12th? What is?
I
it's
just
just-
got a good feeling
You just
about it.
picked
pulling
a-
it out.
It's probably a Sunday. I probably can't even hunt.
Probably not.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I'm gonna almost fall out of the tree 3 times this year.
Fall out.
Yeah, that's my expectation. I'm
You
not
nearly
gonna
said
actually
goal.
fall out, but I'm gonna like
Slip.
nearly die 3
Yeah,
times.
have some close.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope not.
It's a Tuesday.
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 12th.
You're off.
We'll
that
post
week.
it
I think
Wednesday.
there's no leave that week. I think I have to be working.
Well, so
Still
here's-
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get out there.
It's gonna be around there.
Yeah, you put the cart before the horse there.
I'm gonna be out there, doing my best.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my expectation with the not that everything needs to be a 20-minute produced video. Maybe you get a 5 or 7-minute quick video.
Something that adds value.
With the
Yeah.
podcast, I really want to start, when we have time, leaning into getting other people's stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a whole list of people that
Right.
have good stories.
And-
Because that's what I want that to be. Like, this is sort of like a preamble to hunting season.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, I would like it to be
Yeah.
more our stories and stories
Sharing
from
the
people
actual
that we know.
lore,
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And-
Exactly.
what
Yeah,
outdoor lore is all
absolutely.
about.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because I think people love that stuff. I always enjoy listening.
Yeah. Who
rather
doesn't
than
love a good story?
Everybody loves a good story.
Everybody loves a good story.
losers.
So sometime, probably around rifle season, once we're already tagged out,
That's right.
you'll start seeing a lot more podcasts.
That's right.
After rifle season.
No, we should be tagged out by rifle season.
We've got Eric and Jody. They might have some good stories for us. We might get them back on there.
Yeah, they're going to Maine again this year.
Yeah,
So a lot of
Right
good
around
stuff coming in
Thanksgiving
the
again,
next
right?
couple months. And we're
Yep.
excited to have you guys come along for it.
absolutely.
Any final thoughts?
No, I'm good. You want to wrap this up?
Do you want to? You got a little final thought?
No.
I got a meal prep still.
No. You got a meal
Meal
prep,
prep.
still?
Yeah, for the week.
So-
Work week.
Yep.
I guess one thing, if you guys are following along throughout your hunting season, if you have a good story, you get some cool pictures or video,
Yeah.
send it to us on Instagram.
Slide in the DMs.
Yeah, send it to us on Instagram. Becca's doing a lot with our
A
Instagram.
lot. She's doing a really
And-
good job. Yep.
It's growing there, so we'd love to hear your stories and see your pictures too.
Absolutely.
And if you get a good story, get a good clip, you'll see it pop up there.
Yeah, we'll share it in our stories and
Or
highlight
we'll
you.
bring you on the podcast if it's good enough.
for
Yeah.
sure. If it's good enough.
If it's good enough.
Well, I
Go
think
through
with
it.
that,
I don't know who
we'll-
the arbiter of that is.
who's the gatekeeper?
The outdoor lore executive staff.
Yeah,
The visionary here.
The vision.
the vision. So with that, we'll wrap it up. We appreciate you guys watching. We're looking forward to deer season, and we're looking forward to spending time in God's creation and together. And we hope that you guys all have a successful deer season. And if you're not hunting, that you get a great fall with pumpkins and apples or whatever else you do
Cider
during the fall.
and yeah,
PSLs.
yeah.
PSLs.
PSLs. All
Thanks
the
for
all the
watching.
fairs. See you guys.